I'm just going to jump straight into it. As we all know, Georgia's football team, they're in the playoffs looking to win a national championship. And well, how do I say this nicely? The season has just been ruined and it's officially over. If you're a Georgia football fan, before this even happened, I felt bad for you. Now, I don't even know what to say. Whoa, hold on. I know what you're sitting there thinking and saying to yourself, Matt, what do you mean it's over? What just happened? It's breaking news. It's also devastating news. There's so much to it. We're going to dive deep into detail. Also, we got to talk about Alabama's having some problems, and so is Texas A&M and the entire college football landscape. We've been seeing so much chaos in the past couple of months, but in the past 2 days, it's been unreal. We're going to talk all about it, but first, real quick, I got to say this. As always, if you're new to the channel or if you've been watching and simply not subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and join our family. I get it. It seems like I'm repeating myself, but you got to realize we have new people coming to the channel every day. Whenever we get new subscribers and you leave likes on the videos, it motivates me to make more, and I'm just being honest. I really enjoy making this college football content, and when you guys enjoy it, it makes it that much better. Last but not least, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I am beyond thankful for you guys. I just can't put it into words. YouTube, it means so much to me. Whether you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or you just subscribe to my channel, thank you so much. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. I celebrate Christmas myself, so I wanted to get that out there. And now without further ado, let's get into the news. We're not even going to beat around the bush. Let's jump into the juiciest and most interesting part first. Major shout out to my man who sent me this on Instagram. I really appreciate it. Let's dive into it. This tweet was posted last night. Let's take a look at it. Breaking. Multiple sources have confirmed that JT Daniels has tested positive for COVID-19 and entered quarantine ahead of Georgia's playoff semifinal with Michigan. Other members of Georgia's quarterback room are in close contact protocol but have tested negative so far. Daily testing will ensue. There's a lot to it and we gotta talk about it, but the key word or two words I saw in that statement was JT Daniels. Now you guys know how I feel about Georgia and their quarterback situation. If you don't play JT Daniels, you have zero shot. Stetson Bennett, he's not leading you to the national championship, and we all know this by now. Remember when everyone was calling me crazy when I predicted Alabama was going to beat Georgia because Stetson Bennett isn't that guy? Yeah, now everybody's like, oh, well, Matt was right. Ever since the Alabama game, I also stated if you don't play JT Daniels, they have no shot. And if he does have COVID and can't play, therefore, the season's ruined. You know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's say somehow miraculously, Stetson Bennett plays the game of his life against Michigan and they win. Is he good enough to have two great games back to back, beat Michigan and beat Bama? I don't think so. If you do believe Stetson Bennett is great enough to beat Michigan, a top defense, and Alabama, a defense that's good enough but their offense is insane, you're out of your mind, and I question if you really watch football. There's no way you can watch what Stetson Bennett did against Alabama this year and the year prior, look me in the eyes and say, yeah, I believe he could beat Alabama and Michigan in back-to-back weeks. It's not going to happen, and I also believe, I want to make this clear, I feel like Kirby will not play JT Daniels anyways if he could play. Kirby Smart gets a lot of backlash because Nick Saban's his dad and he beats him all the time in the most important games, but he's a great coach, let's not lie about it. He's a great coach that makes stupid decisions, and it's as simple as that. What's Kirby Smart's biggest fall? He's a great recruiter, great defensive coach. I'd say he's okay at offense. I mean, he leaves that up to the offensive coordinator, but we could all agree his biggest mistake he's made over and over is playing the wrong quarterback. I haven't even brought this up when talking about Georgia and Kirby Smart, but you guys remember when he started Jake Fromm over Justin Fields, or am I crazy? That happened, didn't it? Ironically, history tends to repeat itself, and it's repeating itself right now. What happened with Jake Fromm is what happened with Stetson Bennett this entire season. Jake Fromm didn't play bad enough where you could justify pulling him, and the same thing has happened with Stetson Bennett. Fromm and Bennett aren't going to necessarily lose you a game, but here's the biggest detriment. They're not going to win you a game. If they get behind by 10 or 14 points, they're not going to come back. If you want to go even farther with it, I'll do so. I think Fromm is 5 times better than Bennett. When I sit down and think about it, you could actually make a legit case and say that Fromm had a good/great year that year he started over Justin Fields. Jake Fromm has good NFL size and he has a decent arm. Stetson Bennett has none of that. I gotta throw this out there too. A couple of days ago, we made a video talking about how there's this rumor going on, and it's pretty wild. If you want to see it, you gotta go check out that video, that JT Daniels and Kirby Smart, they're not beefing with each other, but they're not on good terms. I'm not gonna go over it. It's long. Like I said, if you want to see it, you can go check it out. I'm not going to read off a ton of comments. However, I found this one interesting coming from a Michigan fan. This person said, I need genuine answers. Why does everyone hate Stetson Bennett so much? To answer that question, my friend, I don't think people hate Stetson Bennett. What they hate and what they're mad about is knowing they have an NFL talent sitting the bench behind Bennett. And when you get steamrolled by Alabama, everyone's going to blame people, and you got to blame somebody, so Bennett's getting some of that, and so is Kirby Smart. Nobody hates Bennett. That's a stretch. There's no real bad blood. Everybody loves the Cinderella story, the mailman. He's a great and humble dude, but the Cinderella story, it's got to end somewhere. And a guy like that he's not capable of beating Alabama and Michigan, and we know this. Whoa, hold on. This just came to my mind. I bet Kirby low-key wants JT Daniels to get COVID, therefore he has a reason to play Bennett over him. I've stated this multiple times. I think Kirby Smart likes Bennett more, and he wants to play him more just so he can prove everybody wrong, including me and all the media. Because you know what's going to happen if he starts JT Daniels and he beats Alabama or Michigan, leads them to a national title. Everybody's going to say, see, you was wrong, Kirby, and we was right. Another thing about Smart, it's clear to see, I think he's a great coach, but you can tell he's a little stubborn. He wants to do it his way and only his way. He doesn't want to listen to other people. And that, you know, it is a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. As fans and viewers of college football, how many times are we right out of 100? Maybe 1 or 2. But the Stetson Bennett thing, we're right about it. He can't win with them, and it's simple. Getting back on topic with this virus and JT Daniels, what's next? Is he going to be able to play or not? Right now, it's up in the air. The game's going to be in 9 or 10 days, and he's got to clear all the protocols, and there's a lot to it. That's not really my biggest concern. If one player got it in JT Daniels, that means some other players could get it too. You could see a domino effect happen, and there may be more players with it, we just don't know. Think about it. JT Daniels is a quarterback who's touching the football in all the practices. If he's throwing that football to running backs and wide receivers, they could get it easily. What if Georgia's running back gets it? What if the offensive linemen get it? The wide receivers, the defensive players, they could also miss the game. It's not just, oh, JT Daniels, he's got COVID, he's out, that's only one player. I think you could see possibly 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 more players get it. You just don't know with all this going on, and who knows, maybe nobody's going to have it, and I hope that. We want to see all these college football games played with all the great players. Of course, you want to win the games, but you want to do it when the other team is at full strength. This is something I would keep my eye on if I was you. Check Twitter, and especially if you're a Georgia fan, you got to watch out for this. If JT's got it, that's a bad sign, because if Stetson gets hurt, who's going to go in? Or on the other hand, if Stetson starts and he throws 2 to 3 interceptions, what if they need JT? They can't even use him. Would Kirby use him anyways? Probably not. I guess we'll have to wait and see. In other news, we got to talk about more breaking news that happened 5 to 6 hours ago. Texas A&M will not be playing in the Gator Bowl because of the virus. Listen to this. It was reported and said they didn't even have enough players to field a team that was eligible to go out there and play. I didn't see an official number. If you do, let me know in the comment section, but I can only assume almost 30 or 4 players had COVID. Unreal and crazy. I get it's not the college football playoffs and the bowl games. They don't mean that much, but still, I like to see college football games. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to throw in there, even though the Gator Bowl, it's not going to have Texas A&M, they're also looking for another team to replace them. Not too much more to say about it. Unfortunate for A&M. You beat Alabama, but you still didn't have that great of a year. The only good thing that Texas A&M football fans can hold on to is they currently have the #1 recruiting class, and that's unreal to talk about because the last 11 and 12 years, Georgia and Alabama had that. You may not get to play the Gator Bowl, and I'm sure the fans really don't care about it. They're just looking forward to next year. Last but not least, before we end out this video, another playoff team, more importantly, the #1 team, Alabama, is dealing with some COVID problems themselves. Offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien and offensive line coach Doug Marrone, not too sure if I'm saying that correctly, they tested positive. Nick Saban did speak on this in an interview. Here's what he had to say. We received notification that offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien and offensive line coach Doug Marrone tested positive for 19. They have very mild symptoms and are home isolating while following all appropriate guidelines. We anticipate both being able to coach in the college football playoff semifinal at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. That's a good sign because when I first heard it, I was like, oh crap, they're not going to get to coach. But if everything goes the way Nick Saban's saying it goes, they're going to be back. If you're an Alabama fan or SEC fan, you know how everyone feels about old Bill O'Brien. They don't care for him and they don't think he's that good. Me personally, I don't see why he gets a ton of backlash. Some of his play calling at the beginning of the year, yeah, it was questionable, but he did a fantastic job against Georgia. I think he's alright, but once again, it all goes to if people on the Alabama staff got it, that means some of the players could also get it as well. I mean, who's to say, and this is crazy and I hope it doesn't happen, what if Bryce Young gets the virus? For example, say Bryce gets the virus a couple of days before the game, it's over. Alabama's not winning with their backup. Oh my goodness, how did I forget to throw this in there? There's been breaking news with the college football playoff. I'll just read off the tweet, quote unquote. Playoff semifinals. If one team is unavailable to play, the unavailable team shall forfeit the game. Yes, forfeit. And its opponent would advance to the national championship game. What do you guys think of that? I would hate to see a forfeit. That'd be the worst thing. It'd be bad for the team. The players worked hard, not just the past couple of months, the entire year, their entire life for that moment, and you're going to make them forfeit the game? Come on now. If you are curious, the national championship will not be forfeited and it can be rescheduled. But the semifinal games will not be rescheduled. You either forfeit or play. No in-betweens. That really does suck. I hope it does not come to that, but I wanted to mention that because I also found that interesting. I pray it doesn't come down to that. I want to see all four teams at full strength going at it. That's pretty much everything. There's been a ton of stuff going on, like I said. Let me know your thoughts, but that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and man, I messed up my outro. You already know. Let's be great. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.